Hey guys, welcome back for another video. I'm Paige, and today I'm going to rant about Rebel Belle. So, let's get started. I've seen this book all over Bookstagram, and a lot of people like this book. And so, when I saw that my friend Charlie was actually going to get rid of this series for fairly cheap, this is a trilogy by the way, I kind of jumped at it. That was my first mistake. My second mistake was picking up this book and reading it. Let's just get right down to the ugly of this book. It's bad. I don't know why people like this book. I mean, books are great in that you can have your own personal opinions. You can like books that other people don't like. I mean, reading is great for that. I just really don't see why people really like this book, though. From the beginning of this book, you're introduced to a character who is supposedly this popular go-getter girl who wants to do a lot in her life and have a very successful career. But she's very, very stupid. I mean, she gives Southern Belles a bad name. At one point, and the book is narrated by her, at one point she spells the word naked, N-E-K-K-I-D. And little as L-E-E-T-L-E. Leetle. How? Why? Why is there baby talk in a YA book? This book, and you could tell instantly, this book would have been like an awesome middle grade book, but as a YA book it just doesn't work. So you follow Harper and her littleness, and oh my god, it is the most face palming events that happen to make a character into a super hero. She goes to the bathroom where a janitor runs in and then forcibly kisses her, which, you know, that's sexual assault. And then he dies, and he passes to her, and, you know, in the next chapter it says, well, he really didn't kiss me. And I'm like, okay, either he kissed you or he didn't kiss you. That's a pretty big difference. Did lips touch or did they not touch? I don't know. You're the author. Tell me. I'm not supposed to be figuring this stuff out. You're supposed to be telling me. So he blows his power into her mouth, like, you know, that's how easily powers can be passed now. I can just, oh, you got power. So he blows this power into her, and so she becomes this super mega awesome fighter chick that can flip people and punch people and handle and wield swords and weapons without any prior knowledge of having to do that, which is not how that works, by the way. Not how that works. I'm very salty about that. As she continues and eventually figures out what her mission in life is supposed to be after, you know, another couple of hilarious moments, I guess. I don't know. They were set up to be hilarious, but they weren't hilarious to me. And I just, you know, this book. Okay. This book tries so hard to be a YA novel, but this book is not YA. The writing is very simplistic. The characters are very one-dimensional. I mean, Harper is presented as is, and she has no character growth, and neither do any of the other characters in there. The magic is not explained at all. We're just kind of force-fed tidbits throughout the book, and the author expects that we will grasp the point that she fails to make obvious to the readers, who kind of, you know, as a reader, you kind of need some stuff smacked into your face, because you're the reader. You're jumping into this world. You don't have any prior knowledge of this. The characters make some very dumb choices, and they say a lot of dumb things. Like, at one point, Harper, who is a Southern Belle, and this takes place in Alabama, says that Virginia is not considered part of the South. I'm from Tennessee. I now live in Georgia. And even I know, I mean, I'm a history buff, but even like my kindergarten class knew that Richmond, Virginia was the capital of the Confederacy during the Civil War. It is very much a part of the South. Tennessee, you know, Tennessee is probably not considered part of the South, and a lot of Southerners kind of don't consider Tennessee a part of the South, and we kind of brought that onto ourselves because we were the last state to join the Confederacy, and then the first to jump ship back into the Union when things got tough. We kind of earned that title of not really being considered a Southern state, and we wear it proudly because we're all sorts of mixed up in Tennessee. But this book is all sorts of mixed. And you know, the author is like from Alabama. She should know this. She should know this. And she just doesn't. And it's like she purposely makes her character dumb for no other reason. This character is supposed to be in the running for valedictorian, but the author would have you think that the character's level of intelligence, which is like pretty below average if you read this book from my perspective, is the highest standard of Alabamians. And I mean, you know, people in Georgia and Tennessee, we kind of make that a joke, but we obviously don't believe it, and I wouldn't think someone from Alabama would believe it either. This is a prime example of why I really do not like the publishing world at the moment, because the YA market is a booming industry, and a ton of their sales are made in YA books. They force books that should be middle grade into, or you know, adult into, which is, you know, the books that should be adult. That's my whole other rant on ACOTAR and that whole series. But they force these books that are supposed to be in other age ranges into the middle grade just so they'll sell better. And you can tell from the writing, and it just makes me frustrated because this is not my idea of a YA novel. This is not. It is comically bad. And I spent like probably 2 weeks on this book making posts on Instagram trashing the crap out of this book. I had enough material from this book, which is barely 350 pages, to make a 2-week-long series trashing various parts of this book. That's how bad it was. So, I'm very salty. So, if you liked that rant video, leave a comment down below, or tell me a book that can, you know, make me love reading again, because this book, after I read Zenith and then I read Ace of Shades, I have I barely have a desire to read anymore, if that's how YA books are going to be. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you again. Bye!